Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in today. My name is Tara Hawley and I'm with the scholarships team here at the Fulbright Commission. So today we're going to look at some of the resources on our website as well as accessing the application if you are an Australian that's looking to apply for programs in the US. If you are an American and you've happened to jump onto this webinar, this information won't be as relevant for you. So the best place to start, of course, is with our website, which is www.fulbright.com.au, and it will bring you to this page that I'm on here. A great place to start is just here at this Applicants tab, and if you just click on Australian Applicants. Now, this page is really a great resource just to check basic eligibility, learn a little bit more about Fulbright and the awards that we offer, and access to our frequently asked questions, which you'll see here at the bottom. But the most useful part about this page is this box that's here in the middle. So this will just give you an idea about which awards you could be eligible for. So today I'm going to go through this process as if I'm a postgraduate, but of course the information is just as relevant if you're looking at a different category. So once you know which award or awards that you're hoping to apply for, I'd suggest coming down here to what does a Fulbrighter look like. Now you'll see this information on a PDF that I'm going to show you as well, but this is a good little summary of what we're looking for. So it talks about what you should be including in your application and what we're kind of looking for. So just keep this information in mind when you're filling in later parts of your application. And of course, I mentioned the FAQs. So a really good thing to do is to have a look at the scholarships, have a look at the types of awards you're looking at, maybe take a peek at the application itself. But if you have any questions about your particular circumstance or something that you didn't feel was clear on another page, definitely come back to this place and see if your question is under the FAQs. We get so many email inquiries, but sometimes it's just so fast to jump on this page where we put all of the most popular questions that we receive on this page and you can get your answer nice and quickly. So now that I know what I am eligible for and have a bit of an idea about what the program is looking for, now we might want to look at specific awards that we could apply for. So if you jump back up to the top of the page, there's a tab here that says scholarships, and we're going to click on Australian scholarships. Now there's a little search bar here so we can narrow down what it is that we're looking for. So we can be looking at American awards or of course Australian ones and search by field. So today we're going to look at postgraduate awards, but also if you identify as either Indigenous or Torres Strait Islander, please also tick this box because there might be another award that you might want to consider applying for. So we hit submit and then it will narrow down the options that come up for us here. We're going to click straight on this Fulbright postgraduate opportunities to have a look at the page here. Now, each of these pages are really handy, of course, to tell you a little bit about the award, how many are available, what the benefits or inclusions are for that scholarship, the conditions, which again help with eligibility. And there's some more additional opportunities here at the bottom of the page. So something to keep in mind is we have a couple of different types of scholarships. So say if I'm applying as a postgraduate, first and foremost, when you apply, you're considered in the general category. So this just means that your project or your goals can be in any field or any academic area. So it's not limited to one type. Anyone can apply for it in any field. So when you submit your application, you're automatically considered in this category. Now, these opportunities listed here at the bottom, and each of the different categories will have different ones. These are additional scholarships that you can elect to be considered for if you meet the eligibility of that award. So, for example, if you both work and reside in or study and reside in a certain state, you can have a look at state scholarship opportunities to see if you'd also like to be considered for a state scholarship. We also have the Fulbright and Wexler, which is a 2-year master's program in public policy. And we also have scholarships available specifically for our Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander applicants. So when you submit your application, I'll show you where the instructions are for applying next, but it's important to read in the instructions there how to ensure that you're also considered for these additional categories. So if you are interested, make sure you look at the site, have a read through the general conditions and the general pool of awards, but also have a look at these additional opportunities that can be considered. And it's great to know that you don't need to submit multiple applications to be considered for multiple awards. You can do so just in one application. You can be considered for multiple things. So now that we have had a look and we know what type of awards we want to be considered for, and we've checked to make sure that we're eligible, we're ready to apply. Now, if you are on any of the scholarship pages, you'll see this ready to apply, click here link at the bottom. Now, if we click this, it's going to take us back to the Australian applicants page. And that's because this page is the only way to access the actual application form itself. So if you click from any scholarship, it's going to take you back to this page, because this part here at the bottom is where we want to be. Now, there are two apply now links. Postgraduate applicants need to click this button, which will take you to our application form. Now, our application forms are hosted by our counterparts in the US, so they're not hosted here on our website. So you need to make sure you're clicking the right link to access the correct application. So of course, if you're postdoctoral, professional, senior, or distinguished chair, make sure you click this link over here on the right. So we're going to hit the button now. So this is taking you to just a basic form, which is our final real check for eligibility before you access the application materials. And this gives us a little bit of information about how you heard about the scholarship or how you heard about the Fulbright program. So let's say we heard about it on the website. It's double checking that I'm an Australian citizen and an email address. Now, the only reason that we might use this email address that you enter here is if we want to send you some additional resources that might assist. So for example, when we complete this webinar, we might send a link to it out to anyone that has used this form, just to give some additional information that might help. We won't spam you with any other information unless you click this box to say that you'd like to be notified of Fulbright news and events. So I'm going to hit submit here. And this brings us to this final page. Now, the reason that this is taking us to a PDF rather than straight to the application form itself is because the application form itself is used in about 160 countries. So there's Fulbright commissions across the world, and they all use the same application portal. But each country has specific things that they may or may not need in addition. So most countries have separate guidelines about what specifically they need in their applications. So we're going to open this PDF, which is essentially your application Bible. So it's going to tell you everything that the Australian American Fulbright Commission needs to process your application and consider you for our awards. So anything that you see in this PDF, if it differs from anything that you spot in the application itself, just keep in mind that this PDF supersedes any other instructions that you might read. So if you go into the application itself and it asks you, for example, it'll ask you to contact the relevant commission before starting an application to check that it's okay that you apply. This PDF explains that we don't need that, that you're welcome to just proceed with your application. So to save any delays or just to ensure that you don't miss attaching a certain document that we need, please make sure that you use this PDF. I think it would be particularly helpful to have the PDF open and also the application itself so that you can follow it step by step. And it's nice because this is organized really to go step by step with you to explain everything that you'll need for your application. So it might look like a nice long document, but everything in here is going to be really handy. Everything from how to register to submit an application, and then step by step what to be thinking about when responding to questions. So make sure you have a really good look through this and keep it open as you're going through the application, just to make sure that you've got everything that you need. I'm going to go straight to the end of this PDF because there is something quite important that you're going to need. So the appendix to this document is an application checklist. Now, what we need is for you to download this document and fill it in. And in the additional upload section of the application, please ensure you attach this application. This is a nice, simple way for us to know exactly which scholarships you're hoping to be considered for. And it's a checklist both for you and for us to make sure that you've attached everything that you need. It would be such a shame to submit an application but say forget to attach a project statement or something quite simple, which would then make you ineligible. So fill this in right at the end and make sure that everything it says here has been attached. And make sure you then attach this form to the additional upload section on the application. Another thing I might mention to you before I go into the application itself is you should save this document to your desktop. Otherwise, each time you need to access it, you'll have to go back through the process and fill in the little form before accessing the PDF. So save a copy of this to your desktop so that you don't need to do that again. And that way you can use this as a quick reference guide when filling in your application. So it goes to the title page, the contents, and then this very first page. This is the link now to the application itself. Now, you might be wondering why we don't have this link anywhere else, because you will not find it anywhere else on our website. And that's because these guidelines are so important. As I said, different countries have different requirements, and it would be such a shame to be considered ineligible because you've missed one simple document. So we only keep this link here just to ensure that all applicants have access to this PDF so that they can get all of the instructions that they need. So I'm going to click on this now, and this will take us to the application portal. Now, if you have applied for a Fulbright before, you'll already have an existing login. But the problem is if you just type in your old details, it's just going to bring up the details of your old application. So you've got two options. You can either register as a new user with a different email address, or back in the PDF, it's got the support email address, which you can contact and ask them to reset it. So if you can't start a new application and just old data is there, that's why. It's not something that we at the Fulbright office here can do, but Embark is the application system that's being used. And back in that PDF will give you all the instructions you need if you get stuck. If you are a new user, so you've never filled out a Fulbright application before, just hit create an account and then swing back to your PDF, and it's going to tell you step by step what to be entering where and the things that you need and the things that you don't. Now, if when you're filling out the application, you have a question about your particular circumstance or an aspect of the PDF and the application that doesn't make sense, I would recommend, of course, first going back to the PDF because we've tried to make that as comprehensive as possible, or back on our website under the frequently asked questions, just to check first if the answer is there. It'll just save you some time rather than waiting for us, because during the high period right before the applications close, of course, we're getting lots of inquiries. So it's something that it can be answered within the PDF or FAQs. It'll just make it a little bit easier for you. But of course, sometimes, of course, things come up and you just need to talk to us about it or check something with us. So I'm just going to show you the contact page. So you've got a couple of options. You can click the contact us link that's here on the right, and you can fill in this little form here, and it's going to send us your inquiry straight away. Otherwise, you can email this email address here, which is fulbright@fulbright.com.au. And both myself, Tara Hawley, and Rose Clapham, we both take care of this email inbox, and we'll try and get back to you as quickly as we possibly can. It's faster for us if you send an email rather than calling, and we'll try and get back to you within 48 hours. So definitely let us know if you get stuck or if there's something that you'd like to check about a scholarship or about the application. But again, please just make sure you take a really good look through that PDF and at the FAQs just to see if your question has already been answered. That's everything for today. But again, please get in touch if you need anything else from us, and best of luck with your applications. You'll see soon that we're releasing a whole range of webinars. So if you want more information specifically about certain scholarships and what's included and tips on applying and everything like that, just keep an eye out for our new webinars, and they'll be released both on our social media and of course on our website. Okay, thanks so much for your time.